What is going on, everyone? Mike Sparacino here, alongside, as always, Brendan Mulroy, a.k.a. Mulgoon, and Woj, a.k.a. Brandon Wojno. And this is episode 11 of Pucks and Brews. I got my Dunkin' Medium Cold Brew as the unsponsored brew of choice for the video. Woj, you got anything?
No, I didn't have time.
Brendan, you're in a different location. Please tell me, do you have something?
I don't. I'm done. I retired. I retired drinking during the week. I'm done.
Well, I mean, you got a shirt in the closet back there, so that's something. But since we last recorded, we have had a bunch of stuff happen. First off, the trade deadline passed. Second off, the Vancouver Canucks got hit by COVID pretty badly. Third off, we got a birthday hat trick from Pavel Buchnevich. We got a birthday goal from Mika Zibanejad as a game winner. We got some beautiful weather outside today, especially.
It's like 70 degrees and we're outside. Fucking podcasting. It's great out, and we're in here doing this shit.
Well, you didn't ask if we wanted to play hockey.
You wouldn't go anyway, and he's not fucking playing. He doesn't have a car. Oh, bullshit.
When was the last time you guys actually asked me? The last time I played?
We write in the group chat every day. I'm nearly every day.
Shades isn't in the group chat.
I get kicked out of the group chat every other day.
Oh.
Now you wonder why Shades doesn't come to play.
Yeah.
That makes sense now. Yeah. All right. Well, I'll work on it. I don't know. Were you skated today?
Probably.
Oh, I think you said probably.
Well, Shades, you really have no excuse. You live like 2 minutes.
Yeah, you don't live far at all.
I'm just lazy. That's me.
You also get out of work at like 2:30 every day.
Yeah, I can be at the park by like 3:45.
I also just never know when you're not at bowling. I feel like you're always there.
Well, I mean, I never get a text from you guys saying you're playing, so I make other plans.
He's got us there.
All right, maybe sometime at the end of this week. It'd probably be nice.
Shades, we got two things.
We would hope so.
You missed two things from the intro. One, Vitaly Kravtsov scored his first NHL goal against the Devils.
Yeah,
after getting robbed the previous game against the Devils out of a goal on an offsides. And B, Woj doesn't know what lentils are, apparently. I came in late to this conversation, but
yeah, what is that? Is that Italian, Jewish? I don't know what the difference.
Brendan, you want to explain this to him? Because it's going to be...
I don't know what the origin of them are. I mean, I feel like they're probably in like a lot of different cultures, to be honest. Like, I think they're one of those things that probably has different styles of making them. But they're
delicious stuff.
They're basically like beans, Whoosh. That's it. But they're really small. And if you don't drink enough water after eating them, you will fart up a storm. And that's all I know about lentils.
I love it when shit goes off the rail like this. So I got one group chat going off right now. 2 Islanders fans are trying to talk shit. So I'm going to have to lay the smackdown on them while we were recording. But another thing that I missed when I was going through everything, Igor Shesterkin's first and second NHL shutout.
Back to back.
Yeah. Lots happened.
Yeah.
Rangers on a 4-game win streak. I think we're 7-2-1 in the last 10. If I got that correct.
I saw the stat. The 7 is definitely correct. I forgot what it's either 2 or 1 or 1-2, whatever. But
and you know who also has the same record in the last 10 games? The team that we need to suck, Boston Bruins, who are also on a 4-game winning streak, just like the Rangers are. And Shades, and guess who the Boston Bruins are playing the next couple of games?
The Buffalo Sabres.
Yeah. And you know who also couldn't beat the Boston Bruins for us? The New York Islanders and the Washington Capitals.
Well, Islanders can't play in Boston, apparently.
Yeah, the biggest joke is I saw it the other day. I think somebody texted me, but we're in the 4th spot for every division except for our own. Every other team is like 47, 49 points.
Yeah, I mean, some of the divisions out west are brutal.
You got to remember, though, we're in like
best division. Yeah.
Well, that, and we're also sharing a division with arguably the 2 worst teams in the league.
Definitely.
That's definitely factoring into us being in playoff contention right now.
True. I mean, we had Washington.
Oh,
Just to
yeah.
add to that, Shades. I mean, Washington won all 8 games against the Devils. Rangers won what? We're not playing them anymore this year, right?
No, thank God. Those
So we're
games were so bad.
6-2. I'm pretty sure we won against the Devils.
Didn't we lose the first 2?
Yeah, we did. We lost the first 2 in a row. The fact that we lost 2 to them is kind of disgraceful.
Well, I mean, they were playing like shit at the beginning of the season. Woj, you were going to say something?
What? Oh no, I was thinking what the 2 worst teams were. It took like 15 minutes.
Actually, hold on. Let's see. No, Sabres, I think.
Well, the Sabres have been playing much better since getting rid of Taylor Hall at the trade deadline.
That's true. And they've actually almost caught up completely to Anaheim and Ottawa. That just goes to show you how bad those 2 teams are. But anyway, what did you guys think of the trade deadline? Because I'm not going to lie, I thought it was pretty bad.
Yeah, it was okay. Oh, you know what it is? The Taylor Hall trade happened when I was already asleep. It happened like 11 or 12 o'clock at night, so I had no clue what happened until the next morning. So I kind of missed out on it. But
yeah, even then, it's just like you look at what was going back and forth in that trade. It was just like, really? That's it? It's like a dud of a trade. It was a dud of a deadline. But Brendan, you wanted to say something?
I was going to say that, I mean, obviously with this whole schedule and with the whole like Canadian division and the quarantining and stuff, that probably had a lot to do with the fact that a lot of teams probably didn't want to make moves for guys knowing that they would have to wait so long to get them to add to the lineup, for sure.
Yeah, I think 2 other main factors were 1, the flat salary cap, and 2, the I'm having a major brain fart right now, but the uncertainty of the draft, because, you know, a lot of teams didn't play or started extremely late.
What, their season just got canceled like today?
Yeah, the Ontario Hockey League, right?
Yeah, scouts are like even less sure on players than they already are, so that was probably also a major factor. I can't wait for COVID to be over.
Also, I said that like fucking a year ago today. No, I think people thought more of the Taylor Hall trade, but like he's on an expiring deal. It's what, $8 million, and they held the $4 million for them. So that was good on that part, but like I don't know what people expected to get at him. Like he had a shitty year. He's not a shitty player. He's still pretty good. It's just the circumstances that he was on this year that he wasn't gonna get a lot for him. So.
Oh, speaking of that trade, me and Brendan, we won that bet. Way to go. Now,
I had to pay you? I don't know what the bet was.
No, I don't think you do.
Well, that was the 3rd bet, right?
I think so.
Yeah, because the Sabres won, which I lost, you 2 won. Then the Kravtsov bet, which I think brought us all back to even.
Yep.
And then the Hall bet, which Woj lost and me and Brendan won. So technically, you owe both of us $5. With that being said, do you guys want to make another bet?
Sure.
I'm down, but what is it?
All right. Zach Jones, if he plays this season, and I hope he does, knowing Quinn, we'll see. Do you guys want to make a bet on whether or not he will have a point in his NHL debut? So basically an identical bet to the Kravtsov bet.
If that's the case, no.
Brendan?
I'm 0 for 1 so far.
Shades, I would be down to make a bet. I think he would.
Okay, I'm actually going to say yes, too, because I said no to Kravtsov.
All right, so then it's a wash then.
I mean, I'll say yes. I don't care. Doesn't matter.
All right, well, then it's internal.
All right, fine. Then I'll go no just to be a bet, just for it to be a bet.
Yeah. I mean, I do want to say one thing about Jones. I really thought he'd start right. I mean, I wouldn't say I really thought he'd start right away. It's going to take him a practice or 2. And like you said, they haven't had many because the way this last week was with the playing against the Devils every other night or every night. I just don't get how Boteto plays, even though he hasn't skated in over a month, maybe 2 months. And then Zach Jones comes off a national championship a week later, and he's sitting. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, you said that in the group chat. I was also just as surprised that Boteto was put in. And, like, not like no offense against Potato, like he seems like a really great guy and a really good teammate, but I mean, we're in the middle of a rebuild here. Like statistically speaking, they're in the playoff race, but it's not looking too likely. Why not just give the kid a shot? Especially because you took Hayek out, and I didn't think he was playing bad enough to be a healthy scratch. But that's just my opinion. But
No, I don't think so either, Shades. I just wanted to add to that. I mean, I guess we shouldn't be shocked considering we had Kravtsov come over from the KHL playoffs and he was playing pro hockey in the playoffs and he still had to wait a couple weeks to come in. So I guess we shouldn't be too surprised. But I agree. I think that like if you were going to let him start, why not against the Devils, considering they're having basically a train wreck second half of the year at this point.
Yeah, hey, at least Kravtsov got his debut against the Sabres when they were still in sucky mode.
Never use those terms again. Yeah, but I don't get we're in a tight spot. I honestly don't know if we're going to make the playoffs this year, just because of who we're going up against for the last spot. But yeah, it's there's only like 14 games left. I'd say if you'd rather go Hayek, Potato, or Jones, I don't think you fuck up with either option. I think Jones might have some upside. You know what you're getting from Potato and Hayek. I mean, it's really weird.
Yeah, and then not that we already knew that Tony DeAngelo wasn't going to play for the Rangers, but they did offer him a contract buyout. Well, actually not a buyout, it was a termination, right?
Mutual termination or something.
But the Rangers are going to buy him out most likely in the offseason. That's where I was going with that.
Yeah, I'm actually glad you brought that up because I saw something on Twitter. It was something along the lines of like Montreal was interested if the Rangers were going to do that. And then I don't remember what the tweet said exactly, but it said something along the lines of Montreal said, or Bergevin said, somebody said that Subban was a problem in the room, quote unquote. So, and the person added on that I don't know how good of a situation it is in Montreal if that was unsaid, or that was the thought process. You know what I'm trying to say, but
yeah,
I don't know if players want to be in Montreal after that.
I mean, it might be his only option.
You don't know that. You'd be surprised how many teams come calling during the course of an off season. So
it is funny. You read I see comments on Twitter and stuff. The Canadians hate us. They hate the United States. Like, oh, this is the worst place of all time. It's hilarious, actually.
So maybe Tony.
I'm not making political here, but I mean, they don't like us.
I would say a fair portion of them don't.
Most, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so just to go back to this real quick, we established that the trade deadline was kind of boring, but what did you guys think was? Give me your biggest winner, biggest loser, and most surprising move. Brendan?
Biggest winner, I think I'm going to go to the Islanders, to be honest. It's either between the Islanders or Toronto. But I like the Islanders. I like that move that they made, getting Paul Marie and Zajac.
I'll go biggest move and most surprising at the same time was the Detroit trade for Verona and the first round picks or second round picks and shit. We're getting rid of Mantha, who basically I don't know if he wanted to be there. I know he's an RFA last year, and they just signed him just to get him through the year. But yeah, I didn't really expect that coming, and plus it's pretty good for Detroit.
Oh, that was a great move for Detroit. Like from a selling team, that they're the biggest winner. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, that could be argued because I mean, Columbus got a first and 2 fourths for Foligno, and they got another first rounder for Savard. And I think they got something else in that. They might have gotten a third round pick for Savard too. So I'm like, they really got a haul for those two guys. Especially I didn't think Foligno's trade value was that high. So from a selling standpoint, those two teams obviously. I'm an unpopular opinion from a buying standpoint. I'm actually not going Toronto because I'm going with Colorado. They actually got some good depth pieces for next to nothing, and that team is already stacked.
Who did they pick up, Shades, again?
I think they picked up.
They got a goalie. They got Dubnyk.
They picked up Dubnyk. They traded back. No, they traded back for. Did I say that right? They reacquired JT Compher for like a 6th round pick, and they traded for somebody else whose name is escaping me.
Carl Soderberg.
Thank you. And they reacquired him, actually. Wait, was Compher already on the team? I'm having a brain fart right now. Was he on the team previously?
He was at one point. I don't know if he left. Yeah, he was on the team before.
All right, so they reacquired. Yeah, so they got all those guys for next to nothing. Gives them good depth, so I'm going with that. But yeah, I think Washington's stupid for making that trade. I mean, Vrana and Mantha basically have similar production, and you give up him a first, second, and a salary dump in Panik to get that deal done. To me, that just didn't make sense for them, even though Mantha's seemingly been playing well for them.
They gave up a little bit too much assets, I think, with the 2 picks included. But I don't know how you guys feel about the Islanders trade, but I think that's one of the better moves. Palmieri is still got some game left, I think, and considering they gave up, a first rounder that's going to be a late pick anyway, and a conditional 3rd rounder, I think it was, and up 2 prospects, I don't think it was that bad of a trade.
No, I think those are 2 players that are also perfect for Trotz' system. Like, not fancy, like they just go in and they get it done. They don't fuck around. I think they'll go pretty far in the playoffs with those 2.
And even though the Devils did retain half the salary for those guys, it's like their deals are done anyway. So I think it's similar to like Buffalo's standpoint, where it's like, there's a good chance that, like, especially in Buffalo, that Taylor Hall wasn't going to sign there anyway. So you might as well just trade him for whatever you can get. And I feel like it's probably the same thing, especially with Zajac. That guy might retire at the end of this year anyway.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And I think Palmieri's deal expires at the end of this year too. And even if so, it's like, I don't know if he would have re-signed in Jersey anyway.
I could see him re-signing in Long Island because it's not too far from him where he was in Jersey.
And
also, he's already older at that point too. Like, you don't really want to get up and go somewhere else.
Yeah, realistically too, it's like the Devils are going to be rebuilding. So if he really wants a chance to go for the cup, it's not going to be with the Devils. So
yeah,
he's got a better chance with the Islanders, sadly.
All right, well, that pretty much covers the trade deadline, because there was just, outside of those guys getting moved, there was like depth moves, next to nothing, just boring. There was no real hockey trade like the Subban Weber deal a couple years back, which I remember. Like, I had just gotten off the phone with you, Brendan, and I called you right back.
Shades McKenzie.
Yeah. So with that being said, let's give our quick thoughts on the Rangers' last 8 games, where they went. What did they go? 6-2-1.
Pretty good.
Or 6-1-1.
It's not bad. Yeah, it's 8.
Yeah, 6-1-1.
Could be worse.
Oh, absolutely, it could be worse, and it arguably should be, but they found a way to squeak out some wins.
I mean, my personal opinion on the last 8 games is I think we're heating up at the right time. Now we're going to make it interesting, which I like to see. It's like we're not just like folding over and losing all of our games. Like, we're actually, seems that we're starting to find our game now. Shesty's starting to find his game in net. Georgiev was actually played decent the other day, I thought.
Let me counter you for a second real quick. You say we're peaking. Oh, go ahead.
No, this is real quick. But, like, I think early on in the beginning of the year, we were shot that we sucked against shitty teams. And we played pretty well against Boston, Washington, all those other teams that are higher up in the – like, we beat the Honors the last time we played them. So which is why I think hopefully it comes in our benefit that we've been able to beat those teams early. Now we kind of got Jersey out of the way. We got our points there. Hopefully that they can pick it up and we can beat the top 4 teams in this division.
Just to correct you real quick, we lost in overtime last game against the Islanders. We beat them the game before that.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I think that's what Woj meant.
So I'm looking right at the schedule, so I know. But just to counter Brendan's point, when you said like we're peaking at the right time, like we're playing our best hockey, I don't think these last 2 games were an indication of that, because one, we almost blew a 4-goal lead. It was a 1-goal game at one point. And the last game, we blew a 3-goal lead completely. And frankly, we got lucky because the Devils took a lot of stupid penalties. And Mika Zibanejad, thank you. Happy birthday. Nice power play goal. And Pavel Buchnevich, thank you for your birthday hat trick. Happy birthday to you. And I don't know. It's like they did find ways to win, but we got to remember Jersey is that bad. So these next 3 games, even though 2 of them are against Philly, who've been playing terrible this year, they're going to be a real indication of where this team is going forward.
I just think when you play a team 4 times, well, especially 4 games in a row, at one point towards the end, they're going to start to figure out what you're going to do. I think they adjusted. I mean, it sucks to be fucking almost lost those last 2 games, but they just got tired. They actually started playing. But hopefully we can fucking do better now.
Shay, just to add to what you're saying, I mean, yeah, I would agree with you in the fact that blowing the leads was terrible, but I'm just saying in general, I'm liking what I'm seeing, and like the top 6 has just been like dominant, and that's exactly what we need in order to be a good team. And we need Chesty to be playing good, and he has been good. And I mean, I don't think the defense has really been an issue. I think even Trouba has stepped his game up the last couple games. Like you said, it's against the Devils, so let's see if he can bring that moving forward.
I think he can, because like this is going back to last year, like the 3-game series against the Canes. Now, granted, game 1, literally everyone was terrible except for Lundqvist, who was not great, but he wasn't terrible. But games 2 and 3, Trouba showed that, okay, this guy can play. Because if you remember, like, he was getting up in the play. He was pinching, making good reads. His overall play was actually really good, and he was just laying the body left and right. He was very noticeable, one of the best Rangers. So I think he can be that guy moving forward. Although Adam Fox, future Norris winner right there.
Oh yeah, for sure, Shades. I mean, it's funny because all the things that you just said about Trouba, in the sense that that's what makes him good, also make him bad at the same time, because there's a lot of games where he steps up and makes plays where like he should not have stepped up, and he steps up to make hits that he shouldn't have stepped up to make. So it's interesting that you said that. But I agree. I think he's been better the last like 4 games. So if he can continue that, I'm actually not worried about the defense, to be honest. But I think what was most impressive, the fact that we're actually, even though it's against the Devils, so you have to take it with a grain of salt, but the Rangers were scoring goals more often, and I like that.
Yeah, but like I just said, like we got, especially last game, we got some lucky power plays because the Devils decided to, what's the phrase I'm looking for here? They decided to go full stupid mode and just be completely undisciplined. And look, like thinking back, we actually got a shit ton of power plays against them these 4 games. And we scored multiple power play goals in more than one of these games. So hopefully the power play continues to stay hot, because they were pretty bad there for like a 3-week stretch.
Yeah, I agree with you in the sense that I think these next like 5 games will be a sense of how good we are moving forward.
The real test, though, is going to be the last 6 games, where we got the Islanders, the Capitals, and the Bruins all twice. And I just drank a entire medium cold brew in like 20-something minutes, so I'm going to be bouncing off the walls for this Rangers Isles game, which starts in about 8 minutes.
Predictions for the
707, 708. Rangers win 5-2.
Shades?
I'm going to say it's going to go to overtime.
Wow. Rangers win.
And I'm going to predict a loss.
Wow.
Wait. Because we are coming off a very good stretch and playing against one of the worst teams in the league, granted, playing one of the better defensive teams in the league.
Jesus Christ, dude. Have some fucking faith in your team, bro.
Seriously. Are we starting Georgiev
They're
tonight?
already doing better this season than I thought they would. So
Are we starting Georgiev tonight, or is it Chesty in net?
Shesterkin's in it.
Gotcha.
Oh, yeah.
The reason
so
I
we'll win.
asked that
Woj
because
McKenzie.
Georgiev is an Islander killer, so
That is true.
Yeah, but he almost got. I guess he got hurt.
I think the Rangers are going to come out tonight. I'm saying 3-1 Rangers. We're going to shut them down.
I'll say a 2-1. I'll say 2-1 for my prediction.
That's fair.
Also,
but if it is 2-1,
we
it's
completely
going to be
forgot
a
to
boring
mention.
ass game.
What was that?
I said if it's 2-1, it's going to be a real snoozer of a game.
Could be. But one thing we forgot to mention, dude, Georgiev literally the last game, like he had to get his knee popped back into place during like the time he got pulled.
Didn't he come back out and play?
He did. He did.
What
So,
a beast.
Hockey players. So yeah, they're tough SOBs. But that's crazy shit.
Mike, I did want to end it on something legendary though.
Ooh.
We didn't touch base at the start of this, but Patty Marleau last night.
Oh yeah.
Most games all time.
What was
I
it?
think Gordie Howe
1,700 and
68, 86. Didn't they fuck up the gloves?
1,768th NHL game.
That's crazy.
That's insane. That's literally he's been in the NHL almost as long as we've been alive.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Longer than I've been alive. Yeah, a full year.
Also,
How old are you?
23. I was born 90.
I
didn't know. I don't know what day of the year your birthday is, so I thought you might have still been 22.
I thought you said. Oh, okay. I thought you said how old are you, and Woj was like, I don't know, probably 3.
There's some times where I'm like, shit, am I 22? Am I 23? I forgot.
Shade, something crazy though to bring up about Gordie Howe, and that's the fact that was just his NHL games. That's not even including the other pro hockey games he played before the NHL. So he actually has over 2,000 games played, which is insane.
WHA.
That's insane.
Yeah, didn't he play till he was like?
Yeah, he played on the Whalers with his son, his sons, which is insane.
That's pretty legendary.
Yeah.
Well, boys, are we going to be back recording next week?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll be here.
All right. Just going to double check. We will be back with episode 12 of Pucks and Brews next week on Tuesday, April 27th. And in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you had a favorite drink of choice. Brew or no brew? Get the reference? No? All right, never mind then. And we'll see you next week. Wow, giving me the finger. Unbelievable.
Bro.
The animosity here. I didn't even do anything to piss you off today. Jeez.
Hey, dude, so we're going to lose. Fucking up my vibes. Horrible.
I just drank a whole cold brew. I'm going to be bouncing off the walls. Rangers Islanders about to start in like 4 minutes.
Let's go.
And yeah, we'll be back next week. Follow us on all of our socials down below. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Hit that bell notification so you are notified when we post. And I hope Kreider wakes up. Empty net goal ain't going to do it for me.
Hey, he had a tap in the last game.
That is true. But yeah, let's go Rangers. And for the love of God, let's hope this game ain't boring tonight.
Yeah.